City Council. We're here in our beautiful downtown Pleasanton at 200 Old Burnell, and it is May 3rd at 7 p.m. I'd like to start this meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Councilmember Julie Testa.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we may be seated. Do we have remarks for the public today?
Indeed we do. Good evening, and thank you for joining the council meeting. As we get started tonight, I'd like to highlight a few items of interest. Tomorrow, Wednesday, May 4th, the Library and Recreation Department is hosting another walk-in hiring event in the Amador Recreation Center at 4443 Black Avenue. That was 3 4s, 4443 Black Avenue. Job positions will support community programs in sports, theater, nature programming, aquatics, preschool, and summer camps. This session will be held from 5 o'clock to 7 p.m. These are great job opportunities for our local youth. May is Asian and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. In celebration, on Saturday, May 14, at 2 p.m., the library is hosting cultural activities that include stories, bilingual songs, and a special hula performance by Halu Makana Lani. May is also National Bike Month. Several activities are planned throughout the month to promote bicycle safety and bicycling as a healthy way to travel, including the Bay Area's annual Bike to Wherever Day, formerly Bike to Work Day, on Friday, May 20th. Energizer stations hosted by the cities of Pleasanton and Dublin, BART, Hacienda, and Viva Systems will be set up at both BART stations from 7 o'clock to 9 a.m. to greet cyclists with refreshments and free bike bags filled with giveaways from local and regional sponsors. To prepare bicyclists, the City of Pleasanton is partnering with Bike East Bay to offer bicycle safety education, including an off-the-road workshop on May 15th and a family cycling workshop on June 12th. Visit www.bikeeastbay.org/education to register. We are also encouraging our youth to participate. Students at Moore Elementary, Leidixon Elementary, and Foothill High School will bike to the moon the week of May 9th through the 13th. Wow, bike to the moon. Students that bike to school that week will receive goodie bags filled with bicycle safety items provided by the city and Alameda County Safe Roads to School program. In partnership with Alameda County Transportation Commission, Transportation Fund for Clean Air. And back to you, Mayor.
Okay, that sounds like a lot of fun. I want to bike to the moon.
Yeah.
But it'll take a lot of years. I don't know if I have that many left.
Didn't you win last year?
I did ACTCs.
Did you see? Yeah.
I was second place. Somebody else a lot more active on bicycling. But thank you for remembering.
Emeryville, I believe.
Yeah. All right. Could we have a roll call, please?
Yes. Councilmember Balch,
Present.
Narum,
Present.
Testa,
Here.
Mayor Brown,
Absolutely here.
and Vice Mayor Arkin is absent this evening.
Thank you. Do we have any agenda amendments by staff this evening?
None by staff, but just to alert the council of the replacement attachment 1 on item 1 of the revised appointment list. Jocelyn, can you remind me what the change was?
Yes, so it was just an inadvertent reappointment for someone who's just continuing their previously current term and it was Ann Jancola.
For Civic Arts, thank you. All right, so no modifications other than a recommendation for consent calendar modifications. Any changes from city council members?
No.
No.
No? Well, I want to thank staff for one of our briefest and shortest agendas in a while. I think last time we had 25, and this time we have 11 agenda items.
I think we've all earned it.
We might get out of here before midnight this time. All right, thank you very much. Okay, we are onto our consent calendar. These are items considered routine in nature and normally approved by a single vote. If anybody on the council has comments, as noted in the agenda, it's recommended those items be pulled for a full discussion. Do I have anyone from the public that would like to speak on any of the consent items?
Yes, I have a hand raised for Frank Nasca.
All right. Good evening, Frank.
Jocelyn, he put his hand down.
Okay.
Okay, so there are no other speakers.
Okay, maybe he'll speak later on this evening. Okay, do we have anybody? We do not have anybody from the audience that's filled out a speaker card. Seeing nobody racing to the front, I will close the public hearing, bring it back to the council for a motion, questions, comments, any of the above.
Move consent.
I'll second it.
Okay, motion made and seconded. No further comments. Then we'll go for a roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Balch,
Yes.
Councilmember Narum,
Yes.
Councilmember Testa,
Yes?
Mayor Brown.
Yes.
The motion passes unanimously.
Jocelyn, since we're in person, would you like us to use the board in the future?
Yes.
Okay, will do. All right, thank you very much. Okay, we have a few very, very impressive proclamations for this evening. The first item is Agenda Item 6, and I do have a speaker. So, Councilmember Testa, would you like to read the first proclamation?
Yes. Our first proclamation is to proclaim May 2022 as Jewish American Heritage Month. With us tonight to accept the proclamation is Rabbi Larry Milder from Congregation Beth Emek. I invite Rabbi Milder to come up to the podium as I read the proclamation.
Welcome to our council meeting. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being here. Whereas Jewish Americans are an important part of the American story and have greatly contributed to all areas of American life and culture since our nation's earliest days, and whereas on April 20th, 2006, and annually thereafter, the federal government has proclaimed May as Jewish American Heritage Month. And whereas Jewish Americans are racially, ethnically, socially, politically, and economically diverse, and in recent years have increasingly experienced anti-Semitism, including but not limited to physical attacks, vandalism, verbal and physical harassment, and hateful comments posted on social media. And whereas Pleasanton shares an obligation to condemn and combat anti-Semitism wherever it exists, to include Jewish Americans in all facets of civic life, and to stand with the Jewish American community against hatred or bigotry in our city. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the City of Pleasanton hereby declares the month of May 2022 as Jewish American Heritage Month in appreciation of the achievements and contributions made by members of the Jewish community. Pleasanton celebrates Jewish Americans who have woven the fabric of our country and community and supports opportunities to learn more about Jewish American history and culture. Rabbi Milder, we welcome your remarks.
Thank you so much. Mayor Brown and members of the City Council, I am Rabbi Larry Milder of Congregation Beth Emek. I represent the congregation and the Jewish Community Relations Council, and please accept our gratitude for this recognition of Jewish American Heritage Month. Jews first arrived in North America in 1654. Jewish American Heritage Month honors the contributions of Jews to the founding and continued prosperity of the United States. In his letter to the first synagogue in the United States, President George Washington wrote that our government would, quote, give to bigotry no sanction, to persecution no assistance. How Jews are accepted or persecuted is the canary in the coal mine of democracy. Sadly, anti-Semitism is once again on the rise. The Anti-Defamation League reports that the number of anti-Semitic incidents has risen dramatically over the past 6 years, and that violence against Jews is the highest it has been in the past 12 years. The recognition offered to the Jewish community by this city council is an important act in affirming the place of Jews and indeed the vital role played by all ethnic and religious minorities in strengthening the fabric of communal life. We thank you for this proclamation and for the honor bestowed on the Jewish community for our contributions to the city of Pleasanton.
Very well put. Please stay, and we'd like to take a photo with you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Make sure I get the right one. Okay.
Thank you so much.
What's that? Oh, okay.
I love that, the lace.
I know, isn't it nice? Crisp.
I think we have another proclamation this evening.
We do indeed.
Bonus. Yeah.
Okay. Our next proclamation is to proclaim May 2022 as Lupus Awareness Month. With us tonight to accept the proclamation is Shamika Marty, a patient advocate for the Lupus Foundation. I invite Miss Marty to come up to the podium and read as I read the proclamation.
Welcome. Welcome this evening.
Thank you. Whereas lupus is a chronic autoimmune disease where the immune system inexplicably and randomly attacks the body's own tissues and vital organs, and is a leading cause of premature cardiovascular disease, kidney disease, and stroke among young women, and whereas lupus directly affects 1.5 million people in the United States. Each year, thousands of people are newly diagnosed, the majority of whom are young people, and 90% are women. Lupus disproportionately affects women of color and is more prevalent in African Americans, Hispanics, Native Americans, and Asians. And whereas many healthcare professionals are unaware of the symptoms and health impacts causing people with lupus to suffer for many years before obtaining a correct diagnosis and medical treatment, demonstrating the need for increased public and professional awareness. And whereas Lupus Foundation of Northern California works to raise awareness of the signs and symptoms of lupus and to promote education, research, social support, and quality medical care for individuals who live with or care for someone who struggles with this disease. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Pleasanton City Council does hereby proclaim May 2020 as Lupus Awareness Month. Ms. Marty, we welcome your remarks.
Thank you so much. I just want to raise awareness that an invisible illness looks like me. No one would know that I'm on the kidney transplant list and have been affected by lupus for 12 years. My mother had lupus as well, and there are people walking around suffering in silence. And I just want to bring attention to that there are people out there that do not have to be with a cane or in a wheelchair or anything else. Everybody is suffering with something. So I appreciate, as a Tri-Valley resident, raising awareness and you guys letting me come out here to say so. So thank you very much.
Thank you for being so brave to come this evening.
And Miss Marty, my mother has also been diagnosed with lupus, so.
See, everybody knows someone, but
Yes.
no one really talks about it.
But we're talking about it tonight.
Yes.
There you go. Okay, we have
Okay.
a proclamation for you.
This one.
She was advised against having kids, and so her sister carried twins. Jesus. The twins are like
Yeah,
my daughter's
I see it going down
best
the freeway.
friends, both of them. Wow. Yeah, what a great sister, huh?
Okay.
Glued.
All right, and we have one more proclamation. I wanted to make sure I didn't accidentally give this to anybody else because this was Older Americans Month. I didn't want to give it to anyone else, all these other young folks, so what do you have for us?
Okay, our final presentation is to proclaim May 2022 as Older Americans Month. Joining us to accept the proclamation is Dick Stafford, representing the Pleasanton Senior Center. Once I finish reading the proclamation, Mr. Stafford will give a brief presentation on the Friends of the Pleasanton Senior Center. So, Mr. Stafford, if you'd like to come forward to the podium.
I think he's going to zoom in today.
Yes, he'll be,
Oh, he's zooming, okay.
If you want to give him a minute, let's see if we can bring him up.
Yeah, he's virtual.
Mayor, council members, Dick Stafford was intending to join us virtually this evening, and we're trying to bring him in, but we're not sure that we actually have him available to do that. So if you'll give Alan just a moment, we're trying so that he can join us this evening and accept the proclamation.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thanks,
hey.
Sam.
There we go.
Dick is here
It's
now.
like magic.
I am.
Hello, welcome to our council meeting.
Well, thank you very much. Good evening, Mayor Brown, City Council members, city staff, and any Pleasantonians that are listening in this evening. Thank you for the opportunity to talk a little bit about the Friends of the Pleasanton Senior Center and the work that we do in support of. Am I still here?
Yes, but Dick, if you'll save your comments, I'll read the proclamation and then it'll be
I'm
an
sorry.
opportunity for you to
Please do.
share all those great things about the senior center. Okay, so give me just a minute, okay?
Go ahead.
All right. Whereas the city of Pleasanton includes a growing number of older Americans, many of us, who have made significant contributions to the community and have built resilient and strength over their lives through success and challenges. And whereas communities benefit when people of all ages, abilities, and backgrounds are welcomed, included, supported, and whereas with the support from the Friends of the Pleasanton Senior Center, the Pleasanton Senior Center helps foster a community of strength by creating opportunities to share stories and learn from each other through education, recreation, and service. And whereas we must continue to bring awareness and remember to celebrate the shared connections of residents of all ages, especially our older adults. Now, therefore, Be it resolved that the Pleasanton City Council hereby proclaims May 2022 to be Older Americans Month and commends the Friends of Pleasanton Senior Center in their continued efforts and advocacy in recognizing older adults and the people who support them as essential contributors to the strength of the Pleasanton community. Mr. Stafford, you may begin your presentation now.
Thank you. Once again, greetings, Mayor Brown, City Council, city staff, and any, as I said, Pleasantonians looking in. My name is Dick Stafford, and I'm a 45-year resident of Pleasanton, which I think qualifies me to speak a little bit about the senior population. I also serve on the Friends of Pleasanton Senior Center Board of Directors. And I'm pleased to be here again in support of the Older Americans Month and the recognition that Pleasanton has given to the senior community. The Friends of Pleasanton Senior Center is a Section 501c3 nonprofit organization committed to working in partnership with the Senior Center to develop and implement programs that enhance the quality of life for Pleasanton seniors. We at times raise money to support these activities, and we advocate for seniors, Pleasantonian seniors, whenever and wherever possible. The next slide shows our current board. President is Janet Burton, Vice President Jim Benham, Secretary Lynn Lewis, Treasurer Richard Small. Besides myself as a board member, we also have Mary Jane Casper and Nancy Taylor. Next slide. One of the issues that we had to deal with the last couple of years, of course, the problems created by the pandemic, and that really is magnified with respect to the senior population in people feeling isolated, people feeling lonely, people afraid because of the pandemic. And so what we tried to do is put some initiatives together that give people opportunity to have some social interaction, keeping within the COVID guidelines, have some fun. We did a lot of the work this past year outside, and that was our focus, to try to have fun, but also deal with some serious issues associated with the pandemic and the shutdown. Next slide, please. Some of the up and coming programs that we're looking at for the future. Again, we had very limited participation the last couple of years, again, because of all of the shutdown activity. We're looking to increase that participation level, focused again on outside events, giving seniors a chance to relax and enjoy family and so forth. One of the things that's a little bit different that we've been involved in this year is we are going out for bid on a shade structure that we're going to be constructing outside of, that will be constructed outside the senior center, so that during the heat of the summer, we can still have seniors involved in activities outside. Next slide. So again, I want to thank you for the opportunity to talk a little bit about the Friends program. Hold on just a second here.
Well, while you're working through that,
I'm sorry, the computer's not working for me here. So again, our focus going forward is going to be to try to get back to normal, to get more people involved in the programs that we're talking about. And again, on behalf of the Friends, I want to thank the City of Pleasanton for your continued support of senior programming for our city, and look forward to new and exciting initiatives that will ensure our senior population is a thriving, engaged, and vital part of our community. That's something that we can all be proud of, and I appreciate the efforts of our city in making that possible. So thank you very much.
Wonderful. Can I just say, I'm a little disappointed that I missed the chocolate tasting that I saw up there.
National
You
chocolate
missed-
tasting.
You missed a great experience. We are intending to do
And
that
I
again.
look forward to the senior prom. That sounds like fun. It's been a long time since I've been to a senior prom, so I'm going to
That's
try
still
and
in
make
the-
that.
That's still in the planning stages.
Okay. Let us know.
We can still go to the party on the patio.
There you go.
Yeah, party on the patio. I
Yes,
got to
you
find a
can.
date for the senior prom. That's my challenge, so.
You
All
have my
right.
personal invitation.
Okay, thank you so much, Dick. This is really fun. I
Thank you.
appreciate you going into
Thank you.
some detail on all the great services offered through the Senior Center here in Pleasanton. Right? And that's it for tonight?
That's it.
Okay. All right, we're on to public comment. That was a lot of fun. Public comment, these are items that you can speak to anybody in the city council. I do have 2 speaker cards in person. We're going to take in-person cards first, and then if anybody has, would like to call in. So these, we're asking that it has something to do with the city that we have a responsibility and fiduciary responsibility for. And we ask that you limit your speech for 3 minutes. Our first speaker is Tracy Farhad. Tracy? You listed agenda item 9. I know you're more than one of these.
Good evening, Mayor, council members, city staff, and members of the public. I am Tracy Farhad, President and CEO of Visit Tri-Valley, your marketing organization. I'm here first and foremost to really honor your support tonight of Visit Tri-Valley's marketing district renewal. Thank you, which was just approved for 10 years. Thank you from the 40 hotels and the countless other hospitality businesses that we represent all across the Tri-Valley, from restaurants to museums, festivals and wineries, from the limo driver to the shopkeeper, working together to influence travel to the Tri-Valley and for them to work here and play here and stay here and adding millions to our economy every year. So another thank you from me personally, and especially on behalf of our team of hardworking marketers at VTV. We take great pride in promoting this little slice of heaven, and we will continue to try to make you proud. Secondly, and in addition to all the wonderful proclamations that have been here tonight, and in fact, in perfect harmony, this happens to be National Travel and Tourism Week. So, of course, I'm here to give you a little tourism update. We have just received the 2021 State of California statistics on tourism-related spending, tax revenues, and jobs, but I will not share with you the 128-page report. I'll keep it a little shorter than that. So, in short, there is room for optimism year over year. And that's good. California's tourism industry has still a long way to go to full recovery, but we're rebounding slowly but surely. Statewide, visitor spending in 2021 increased by 46% over 2020. I think we could have done just about any percentage over 2020, as we all know, but we're really happy about the 46, and that added $100 billion into state and local coffers. The 21 spending number still remains at 69% of the record-breaking setting levels of 2019, but even right here, first Q1 of 2022, we've already showed 56,000 new jobs in the hospitality sector and a 33% increase in tax revenues. So that's going to be good for all of our bottom lines. Gateway destinations have been particularly slow to recover, just like the Bay Area, of course, with international leisure and domestic meeting business lagging. And because most people don't realize that business travelers, even though they only make up 20% of the volume, they make between 40 and 60% of the actual revenue spending, so we need them back. And people are still checking out their travel plans after the inflation and taxes, so we're still holding out even after that great spring break uptick. So thank you for your involvement, thank you for support, and thank you for your continued support of Visit Tri-Valley.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Yeah, nice to see you, Tracy. Okay, our second speaker is Michael Dugan. Michael, welcome to the Pleasanton City Council meeting.
See you again. I was here, I was here 3 weeks ago discussing the labor dispute with Local 1974, and I'm glad you mentioned to keep things pertinent to Pleasanton, because just to be clear, by virtue of being the mayor and and Mr. Balch being a council member, you are a board of director of the JPA, correct? And our city manager, interim or not, is part of the joint executive, correct? Okay. And if need be, our city attorney will give attorney services to the JPA.
Correct.
And our city clerk, either us or Livermore, will then be the secretary for them. Specifically tonight, I want to talk about just a misrepresentation of what's going on by the JPA. And I don't know who's writing these and who's publishing them, but the website right now provided by the JPA, the Livermore Pleasanton Fire Department, talks about the local being the problem. And I want to talk specifically about the drug and alcohol substance abuse policy that seems to be a sticking point. In the first paragraph that was published by the JPA mentions that they take safety as paramount, that anybody with a drug or alcohol abuse problem is unsafe to the citizens. And I agree. On our half, though, for Pleasanton, we just entered a labor contract with ASME Local 955. Pretty much every city employee, people that drive cherry picker trucks, I'm sure we have commercial drivers on there. We have inspectors. We have people that provide paratransit. We have people that drive on the roads and are part of the community that take care of the needy. But there's nothing in there about their drug testing or their alcohol testing. The city of Pleasanton has policy 1012 with the Pleasanton Police Department. That's their drug and alcohol-free workplace. Comparing that to the multiple pages that's being proposed for LPFD, they don't really seem fair. Case in point, a Pleasanton police officer can discharge his firearm accidentally and not trigger an automatic drug or alcohol test. The LPFD, through the JPA, there's language about any accident requires drug and alcohol testing if they believe there is due cause. Pleasanton police officer, if they take their test, it's not even admissible in court. So why is there this big difference? If safety is number one, as being on the board of directors, Mr. Balch and Ms. Brown, why is it not across the board? Why is it not for every employee that deals with the public? Why are teachers not being drug tested? It seems almost that whoever wrote this agreement, this draft policy for LPFD, has a personal vendetta against them. If this is the standard, then make it the standard. And as being a board of directors, you do have the ability to discuss with the city managers. I know your interim, someone's coming the end of the month, but since December, you've been here. Why is this still a thing? We are driving away good people. We are driving away good applicants. We will get left with the bottom of the barrel to actually take care of the city, and that angers me. Mm-hmm. I have 3 small children. When I'm gone, I want people that will take care of them. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Michael. It is a closed session agenda item, and it is not on our agenda, so we can't speak to it today, but I appreciate you coming and sharing your concerns. Okay. All right. Do we have anybody from Zoom that would like to speak on agenda item 9?
Yes, we do. The first speaker is Frank Nasca, followed by Lisa Stanford.
Hello, thank you, Mayor and Council. My name is Frank Nasca. I'm representing Livermore Pleasanton Firefighters Local 1974 and Union President Joseph McThorne. I'm speaking to you today in hopes of securing a fair contract for our firefighters. We are now 123 days without a contract, and we are seeking a fair and equal contract just as those provided to the labor groups of Livermore and Pleasanton. Why is it that we are not being treated the same? We've provided fair, factual, consistent contract proposals that meet the needs of both cities as well as the equal and fair treatment for the firefighters. Mind you, firefighters have been working tirelessly on the front lines during the COVID pandemic, major wildfires, one of which was in our own backyard, as well as responding to daily 911 emergencies in both Livermore and Pleasanton, yet we are still being treated unfairly. Additionally, we urge you to reconsider the contract with Renee Public Law Group, as this is a direct conflict of interest and quintessential quid pro quo with former city manager of Pleasanton. The last meeting, former LPFD division chief and manager spoke to the unfair treatment that has been going on for well over a decade. This disparate treatment and mistrust came from the former Pleasanton city manager, former director of human resources, and now the current negotiating attorney for the city of Pleasanton, Art Hardinger, who is begrudgingly negotiating a contract with our firefighters. The conflict of interest with former Pleasanton city manager, now employed by the Renee Public Law Group, only continues the unfair treatment. We urge the council to give the new city management team and the city manager an opportunity to build their new team and work with Local 1974 to build the trust that is lost. Your firefighters have met and will continue to meet the contractual obligations. As a point of clarification, delayed responses in the areas of both cities is not a scare tactic. Due to the lack of administrative personnel, engines and trucks are being placed out of service for 911 responses to assist with academy instruction. This is factual, despite the misleading comments by Livermore City Manager. Your firefighters are the ones running the 911 emergencies and see firsthand the delays that occur in both Livermore and Pleasanton. Another point of clarification is that Local 1974 negotiating team has presented fair and equal substance abuse policy that mimics the police departments of both Livermore and Pleasanton and 90% of the federal government. This misleading comment by the LPFD website negotiating team only further draws out our negotiation process. We have made a Public Records Act request that has been stalled by Art Hardinger and the negotiating team for nearly 100 days. The information requested will be beneficial in addressing the zipper clause that the city has proposed. This is another example of stall tactics by the LPFD negotiating team. The union president has been open and factual with providing information to the JPA and city councils. We would request that the open forum conversation with your firefighter union representatives and the city council to assist in resolving the negotiations. Please feel free to reach out to President McThorne to resolve these issues. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Frank. Our next speaker?
Lisa?
Do you have a last name?
Yes, good evening. My name is Lisa Stanford. Thank you very much for allowing me time to speak. I'm a 53-year resident of this community, and I too am speaking on behalf of the Livermore Pleasanton fire contract dispute issue. As it was stated by the past two speakers, the fire department has been operating without a contract for the past 123 days. Due to the current situation, districts throughout both Livermore and Pleasanton go uncovered so that on-duty personnel can train oncoming hires in the academy. For those not in the know, the Academy is a series of classes and hand-on skills that is used to introduce every new hire to the Livermore Pleasanton Fire Department to teach them the procedures and policies used to safely serve our communities. Normally, this would be performed by instructors who would not be online staff, meaning that no one who would be working at a station would be pooled to perform teaching duties, and all districts would be covered. Those who normally teach the Academy are passionate about the material that is presented, whether it be EMS, rescue, or suppression related. Due to the current situation, the Academy onboarding of new employees who will be serving our community, those who are teaching are not necessarily the individuals who normally would. This is not to say that these individuals are not qualified, but it is to say that they are not necessarily in the state of mind that I would want to welcome or orient a new employee to an organization. They know that they have been asked to abandon their post to teach a job that in the past would have been taken on by an off-duty staff member. Not fair to the department, and definitely not fair to the citizens of Livermore and Pleasanton. In regards to the drug testing of online fire personnel, I think this is a wonderful idea in the spirit of public safety and what is to be expected of any employee who is paid with tax dollars. It was stated in the recent past that this was not a quote, white-collar issue by the city of Pleasanton. In my opinion, what is good for the goose is good for the gander. Every single employee, whether they be online in the public safety arena or serving the cities in an administrative capacity, should be held to the same standard. All labor groups should be treated the same. It should not just be those who serve on the front lines. This needs to be demonstrated in a lead-by-example format. All employees need to have the same expectation when it comes to the drug testing policy. The council members were elected by the members of our community to keep us safe and well managed. To date, you are failing your constituents by not passing a fair contract for the LPFD and leaving districts without coverage. Thank you for allowing me to share my concerns and opinions.
Thanks for calling in. I appreciate it.
That was our last speaker.
Can we ask for clarification from our attorney, perhaps, on what it means to be without a contract? We don't have a discussion, but there can be just some simple clarification about that, right? It doesn't mean that anyone's going without being paid,
no,
right?
the current contract is still governs until there's a new contract.
Okay, so everyone is being paid, and while this is being sorted out.
The old contract. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and close the public hearing, and We see two nice shiny faces sitting there. So agenda item 10 is the approve the allocations or consider the allocations for Housing and Human Services grants in the Community Grant Program funds. Jay, would you like to start?
Go ahead.
All right, Brian? Yeah.
I was just going to introduce them.
Please do, please do.
The two staff members who will handle this item are Jay Ingram, Recreation Manager who deals primarily with human services functions, and Steve Hernandez, our Housing Manager.
Thank you.
All right, I guess my number's been called. Good evening, Mayor, members of the council. Let me first start by saying how fulfilling it is to be able to work with so many amazing nonprofits in the Tri-Valley. It's truly a rewarding experience. I'll start with that. As you council members are aware, there are two grant programs the city provides, the Housing and Human Services grant programs and the Community Grant Program. What? Oh, is it not going forward?
Yeah, we have to share.
Oh, I thought it was already sharing.
Not quite.
Sorry.
All right, we're all getting used to this hybrid Zoom combination.
There you go.
All right, there we go. All right, sorry about that. So in December of 2021, a regional virtual pre-application workshop was held to provide information about the programs and for staff to be available to answer questions from prospective applicants. Applications were accepted online via the Zoom software platform between December 21st, 2021 and January 19th, 2022. Grant applications are reviewed by city staff and various commissions, which provide funding recommendations to the City Council. I'd also like to note that we did invite the applicants to attend this evening, either in person or virtual. So if there's questions, specific questions that staff can't answer, we might see a raised hand virtually to answer the question for you. So with that said, I would like to begin with the Housing and Human Services Grant Program. This year, the Human Services Commission reviewed 20 grant applications representing 14 different agencies. As shown on Table 3 in the agenda report, which translates to pages 4 through 7, the Commission made recommendations to fund 12 agencies. So this is a nice little pie chart that demonstrates what areas the grant funding for human services will be addressing. The top three areas, as you'll see on the chart, are capital and rehabilitation, food, and homelessness. Homelessness includes not only meeting the needs of those currently homeless, but also includes prevention services to keep someone from becoming homeless. Food is another large category, which includes the food pantry, congregate meal program, and Meals on Wheels program for seniors. Financial and legal represents legal assistance for seniors, those experiencing child abuse and domestic violence, and tax preparation assistance for low-income residents. Special needs represents programs offered by Sunflower Hill. That's an educational, job training, horticultural program for adults with developmental disabilities, as well as program support for the Irby Ranch property. Family services includes grief counseling, community resources like the new Family Resource Center, and early literacy diaper pantry program. Employment includes providing free tax preparation services and free employment and training services for Pleasanton residents. And finally, the capital project includes funding towards the acquisition of a new service site and the annual payment of the Section 108 loan for Access Community Health, the office on West Las Positas. So before I move to the housing-related grants, are there any questions regarding the human services grants?
Councilmember Naren? Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Jay. On the Sunflower Hill grant for $19,250, what is it that they were looking to do? There was
For which grant? There's two grants for Sunflower Hill.
Page 7, the first one.
The first one. So let's see. Sunflower Hill program for adults. Needs. Hang on a second here.
Sure. That one just didn't have a whole lot of information.
Yeah. That is for, from what I recall, it was for program support, mostly for some of their program activities that are coming back online. It's for the garden program, the pay for staffing for the garden manager and garden teaching for this coming fiscal year.
Okay.
Focus on the garden program mostly.
And that's one we've typically supported in the past.
It has been historically, yes.
All right. Thank you.
Could I do a follow-on on that? The gardens that, as far as I know, are in Livermore, and we are talking about master gardener combination with Sunflower Hill at our own Pleasanton Community Gardens one day, hopefully soon. This grant is just for the Livermore site, is that correct?
Currently, yes, correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Hopefully in the future we can bring them home.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, thank you. Anyone else? Okay, I guess you're doing great.
All right, so just to recap for the human services allocation, this is what the human services allocation, now the council has a couple different options, I think. You can take all of the housing and human services grants and community grants as one action item, or we can do human services, then we can do housing, then we can do community grants. So that is up to the council, how you want to proceed forward. As the agenda report says, the first action item or first recommendation is to approve the human services grants, but I'll leave that up for discussion if you so choose.
I'm fine to do human services, I just need to hear from the public first. Okay. All right, everyone good? Okay, so if you are watching at home or you're here in the room and you would like to talk about the human services portion of agenda item 10A, please raise your hand or fill out a speaker card. We'd like to hear from you.
Mayor, I'm not seeing any hands raised.
Okay,
for this
maybe they're
item.
coming for later on in your presentation. Okay, so with that, you're looking for, we've all had a chance to review. Did we finish our questions? Anybody else have questions? Okay, so we're looking for an approval of the recommendation of the Human Services grants as recommended by the Human Services Commission and staff.
With a little caveat, if it's okay if I may add.
Caveat.
There's a footnote on the slide that indicates that the community development block grant funds are estimated, as HUD has not provided the city our final allocation. So that could hopefully go up, or it could stay the same, or it could go down. So this is what we don't have that final number from HUD yet, so this is what we're estimating on last year's numbers. And they typically stay similar, but these will hopefully be the final numbers or close to the final numbers as far as CDBG, the three categories that have asterisks by them.
And you're giving a 20% swag to the city manager, apparently. That's a pretty big swing, right? Have you had a 20% swing from CDBG in the past? Is that really rare? Okay, good. I would hope the city manager would come back to all of us and let us know if he's going to spend that much money. All right, thank you. All right, looking for comments or questions?
I'll move approval of the human services or the CDBG grants as recommended by the Human Services Commission.
And there's actually some general fund in there, too.
Yep.
Yep.
I'll
Okay,
second.
All right, we have a motion made by Councilmember Narum and seconded by Councilmember Balch. Comments?
I don't really have any. I mean, I think I guess I do, actually. Thank you to the Human Services Commission. Having done that once or twice when I was on the Park and Rec Commission, I know it's every year a tough process because, as Jay mentioned, we do have a lot of outstanding nonprofits in this community doing great work, and when we don't fund them all, or be able to fund all their programs, it's hard. So I appreciate what they're doing, and hopefully they're able to make this up somewhere, or we get a little extra money that we can come back and allocate.
Before that door opens. Yes, well, I was on the Human Service Commission for 11 years, and it was always difficult, but always wonderful to get to work with the nonprofits. We do have quite a few more nonprofits than we did at that time. The last couple years, we've been able to, come forward with a magical pot of money and fully fund, and there's no hope that that happens this year, right?
Well, 2 years ago, in the heart of the pandemic, the decision was made to try and find the money to give 100% support. Last year, sort of towards the end of the process, city manager thought we could do it again, but it was sort of, we'll do one more. And now that we're sort of coming out of it, we're getting back to normal. We do have some budget challenges this year, primarily as a result of reduced revenues from the pandemic, that we went back to the normal procedure using the formula that the council's adopted.
Okay. So my comments, I'm concerned when nonprofits like CityServe, who is doing the lion's share of serving our homeless population, one of their critical grants got reduced. That concerns me. And the other would be Tri-Valley Haven, who, of course, is one of our, they do so many services for our vulnerable populations, and so many of their grants are minimally funded. That concerns me as well. So I appreciate the effort that goes into trying to make the money stretch, but I guess my request would be perhaps next year we could look at whether we could increase our funding to be able to bring those grants a little closer to their requests. I know we can't always do full requests on everything. I also would actually, I'm surprised that some of our grants were as big as they were this year, and so I would wonder if we don't want to put limits even on the human service and housing grants the way that we have on our other community service grants. So just a thought maybe to think about. But great job to our commission for their hard work. Thanks.
For serving for 11 years, that's a big commitment.
Well, and way over my termed out time, because I was, I think, the longest alternate for a very long time, because everybody says, you couldn't have been on 11 years. Well, I was, because I was an alternate for a very long time.
Councilmember Balch.
Yeah, I'll just be brief. I remembered going through this process last year as well. So for those watching, the city doesn't necessarily provide direct services, and we rely heavily on these nonprofits in a partnership, a symbiotic relationship to serve those in need. And if you look through the project descriptions and the funding request, I agree with Councilmember Tessie. Wish you had enough money to do it all, but it's nice to know we supported 100% last year. I think we've got to be cautious and belt tighten as we continue to go through the dregs of COVID. So I'm happy to support the motion, and frankly, thank you very much to the Human Services nonprofit partnership that you bring to those in need in our community. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I wanted to just call out a few of these nonprofits that serve our community, and they're absolutely not government. They are boots on the ground, people that are holding hands with people who need it, and providing tax service and so forth. But Access Community Health, it's a capital project that we're working on. Open Heart Kitchen, Senior Meals on Wheels. I know I was proud to deliver food with them. I'm not going to list them all. Sunflower Hill, Hively, Hope Hospice are just a few, and they are providing food, shelter, and shelter support for those in need. So I want to really call out our commissioners, Badeji, Hayes, Lem, Perican Powers, Rubino Brum, and the chairperson, Ms. Carlucci. Thank you for your services to our community, and we've got a vote in front of us. All right, thank you.
The motion passes unanimously.
All right, thank you. All right,
Now,
phase 2.
moving on from one commission to the next, from
Yes.
the Human Services Commission to the Housing Commission, I'd like to reintroduce Steve Hernandez, the housing manager.
Good evening.
That is correct. It's really good to be back after more than 2 years of not being in the council chambers. But I just wanted to say good evening, Mayor Brown, City Council, City staff, and members of the public. I will briefly go through the housing-related agencies that are being recommended for funding. As you can see, Housing Commission reviewed 8 applications from 8 agencies. And their total funding recommendations is a little over $512,000. As you can see, about $386,000 is from the Lower Income Housing Fund, and $125,000, almost $126,000 is from the federal home funds. As similarly to CDBG funds, we have not been provided with our federal home fund allocation for the upcoming fiscal year. And so, you know, as Mayor Brown had alluded to, there is a 20% sort of flexibility there. But obviously, we've never had that big of an increase historically, so we don't anticipate that being a big issue. Similarly to what Jay did for the Human Services agencies, I just wanted to go through the 8 housing-related agencies. Rapid Rehousing is providing temporary rental assistance to eligible Pleasanton households to prevent them from becoming homeless. Eviction legal representation is provided by Centro Legal de la Raza. This is actually very critical as we do anticipate that the eviction moratorium for Alameda County is anticipated to be to end fairly soon. And this is actual legal representation in eviction court that will be provided by Central Legal if necessary. Homeless intervention is with CityServe. That's actually providing homeless services, and that is in partnership with city staff as well as the police department. CRIL provides independent living and housing services for those with disabilities. Echo Housing is actually a federally mandated housing counseling agency, and they provide fair housing, tenant landlord counseling agency services, rental assistance, shared housing, and all of that. The Housing Rehabilitation Program, you can see here there's actually 2 programs that we discuss. One is Tri-Valley Reach. They have 7 single-family homes here that provide affordable housing for 15 Pleasantonians with developmental disabilities. And then we have the city-administered housing rehabilitation program that help Pleasanton homeowners make health and safety improvements to their homes. And the last thing I wanted to talk about is the tiny homes community, Goodness Village in Livermore. So that is currently providing 28 tiny homes to formerly chronically homeless individuals. And there are currently 7 residents that are Pleasantonians. So if you have any questions, please let me know. And similarly to what Jay did, you know, we are hoping to get a recommendation from City Council to approve the funding recommendations.
All right, let's see if we have some questions. Anybody have questions for staff?
I do.
Go for it.
Okay. I absolutely am a huge fan of REACH. I was on their board for about a decade. But I'm kind of curious why their funding request was $35,000 and they got $50,000.
Their funding request, Councilmember Testa, is $50,000, and we are recommending their full $50,000 request.
Okay.
There's a mistake in the
That's a,
table.
that's a typo. My apologies. It's
Okay.
50,000.
That makes a lot more sense. Okay. All right. Then my other, I would like explanation or some background. The last couple years, there were some questions about Habitat for Humanity and how they were achieving or not achieving all of their goals. And so if you could spend a little bit of time and help us, update us on how they're doing. I'm sorry, I thought you'd be prepared for that because I kind of threw that out to you earlier. I did.
Oh, yes, I was just looking
Okay,
for my paper.
all right, good. I didn't want to blindside you on that. Great.
So for Habitat for Humanity, as you know, they took over as the program administrator back in late 2016. And since then, they've actually completed 15 grant projects totaling more than $120,000. And we actually increased the grant amount from $5,000 to $10,000 and up to $15,000 simply because of the cost of materials, the cost of labor. We just weren't getting contractors to complete projects for less than $5,000, and then for less than $10,000, and then for less than $15,000. So we did increase that to currently $15,000. If you also recall, we did revamp our housing rehabilitation loan program back in August of 2020, and we did approve one Pleasanton homeowner for the $150,000 loan, and that is currently under construction and is slated to be completed later this month. That homeowner is getting a new roof, painting, new flooring, new windows, new doors, and actually the biggest cost is actually a foundation stabilization for the home, to basically make it earthquake proof. So we believe, I believe, as I'm working with Habitat, that they are doing a tremendous job. It's also not an easy program. We need homeowners to cooperate, and COVID really put a little dent on that. Obviously, homeowners did not want inspectors going to their homes, so that did slow down a bit. But we have projects in the pipeline. We currently have 4 applications that are being reviewed and slated to be completed beginning of the following fiscal year.
Could you describe a few of the other types of projects?
Sure. So some of just the new, just some of the 15 grants that have been completed. New roofing is a big thing. If you recall, we had rain that really put a dent into a lot of these homeowners. We were repairing water damage drywalls and essentially needing a new roof. Exterior paint is a big thing. For our mobile homes, skirting and new rails or handrails for their stairs is very critical. A lot of our mobile homeowners are seniors, and therefore they need grab bars. We did a lot of bathroom upgrades, sinks that need to be repaired, grab bars, new toilets. We also did a lot of new flooring. A lot of these homes, old carpets can become safety issues as it becomes a trip hazard. So new flooring is one of those. New furnace and air conditioning or air conditioner is definitely something new, especially it gets pretty warm out here in the Tri-Valley. So those are just some of the things that that this program is doing. We are making health and safety improvements for our Pleasanton homeowners.
Okay, great. That's really good to hear because we weren't succeeding in. So on the loan, that's a repayment at a 1% interest.
Correct. 1% interest, 30-year term.
Okay. And the grants are not repaid, no expectation of repayment.
They are
and
free.
so they're now as big as 15,000
Per household, correct.
per household per year?
So homeowners would have to wait 5 years to be eligible for a new grant.
Another grant, okay. But those are income qualified?
Yes, they all have to be below 80% of the area median income.
Okay, great. So last time we had this discussion, we weren't using the money that was being, that the commission was allocating for these grants. And are we coming closer to using the amount of funding that has been allocated?
That is correct. We are not we're not recommending any carryover funds. And also the carryover funds meant we were not putting new money into the program.
Okay, but it also meant that we weren't serving a resident. So I don't want there to be money left over. I want to know that we are actually helping, because having done Meals on Wheels during the pandemic, I saw how much need there was, especially among our seniors. And it really concerned me that we weren't using those funds when I saw how much some of our residents needed it. So I want to know that we are doing a better job of that.
Yes, there are no carryovers being recommended. And to also, just to clarify, funds not being used doesn't mean that we weren't processing applications, we weren't completing inspections. It's, we have to get a contractor, we need to complete the projects, and then they're only paid once the project is completed.
Right. Okay, good. I'm really glad to hear that we're doing a better job, that is a more active grant program now. So my last question would be Goodness Village. I think everyone here is supportive of Goodness Village. It's just... the fact, did we get our point in time number yet?
Not yet.
Not yet. Do we have a guess?
We're on Goodness Village, right? We got to stick with our topic, which is
Homelessness, which is relevant.
the grants.
So I'm asking a question about, that is related. Do we know what our homeless count is estimated to be?
No, we don't yet. There's formulas that the consultant has to factor into each of the individual city counts, and so we don't know yet.
Okay.
We should know about August, hopefully.
All right. Our last point and count was 80, so we can estimate somewhere around there. So we're able to serve 7 of our residents at Goodness Village. And I would like an explanation of why staff recommended in a request of $143,000, only $40,000 in this grant. And I especially want, because having read the commission comments, Commissioner Sobey questioned why we would not, when the rest of the grants were, the percentage of funding was much higher, and Goodness Village was so reduced. So I'd like to understand better why that is.
Sure, Councilmember Testa, thank you for that question. So basically, as you know, Tiny Home Community Goodness Village is a pilot program. They just opened June 2021. It's a fairly new program. And basically, the approach that city staff and eventually supported by the Housing Commission, including Commissioner Sobey, to approve and vote for the $40,000 funding recommendation is, it was a pro rata approach calculation. 40,000 is roughly 28% of their $143,000 ask. And with the 7 residents that are Pleasantonians, that is 25% of the 28 tiny homes at Goodness Village. And so we just assumed that, 25% of the population is Pleasantonians, and therefore we will be providing more than 25%, 28% for their staffing needs. And that is the approach that was taken by city staff in order to calculate the 40,000.
So you're saying that the 143,000 request is their staffing needs for all 28 residents?
That is correct. According to their application, they need a case manager, a veteran specialist, and a weekend supervisor. So those 3 staff members are at Goodness Village caring and taking care of all 28 individuals, not just the 7 Pleasantonians.
And yet, my understanding was that percentage was for just the Pleasanton, it wasn't the whole staffing for all 28. And didn't we, in the calculation that you sent to me earlier today, the estimate, because we gave a operations contract to Goodness Village, and it was almost 100,000 for 6 months, right? And it was just to cover our 5 at the time residents. It wasn't, so how?
So that was, as I explained to you, Councilmember Testa, that was a gap funding request, an emergency gap funding request that Goodness Village approached the city for. Basically, there was an overhead, there was an overage in their budget for capital as they were building the tiny homes, and therefore they ran out of operating funding for operating costs. And so they approached the city and says, we have a 6-month gap. Can you at least assist us to be able to provide for the 5 Pleasanton residents?
Right, but that was just for the 5. So we're saying,
Maybe I could add a little bit of background. So Goodness Village seems like a great thing. The council has never, didn't come up with the idea. We were asked for money for the gap funding and wanted to help give them a jump start. In staff's conversations with them, we've always been concerned about their ongoing operational budget. And they have explained that that it is not their intent to have ongoing funding from the cities. As a matter of fact, none of the other cities Dublin may be given a very small amount, but they might have 1 resident there, and it's not clear whether that person's actually from Dublin. Livermore does not give operational money. They did give substantial startup money in lieu fashion. They waived the building permit fees for construction, but are not giving ongoing money for operations. If the council wants to have an ongoing operating obligation, that's something that you could do, but it's not something we've ever been authorized to recommend.
Okay. Kim Curtis, I'm hoping, is available to speak to this because in reading the comments from the commission meeting, she did speak up and she said that that they would like very much to expand Goodness Village and would be able to house more of ours and the rest of the Tri-Valley's homeless population. Pleasanton doesn't have a shelter, and it would be wonderful to be able to house more of our unhoused there. But she made it very clear that until they have a stable operating budget, they won't be able to expand. And so that's what concerns me. I think we need to do everything we can to support that community, their efforts. I think that they're being very cost efficient in, and there's some huge grant money coming forward.
Got to stick to questions. Sorry, I haven't opened the public hearing, and maybe Kim can speak to that.
Right. I'm hoping that Kim will share her thoughts on that. So, okay, you're right. I'll let Kim, hopefully she's there. All right, so I think that's all I have for questions.
Okay, thank you.
I just have one quick,
Yeah,
hopefully
go for a
follow on.
quick question.
So, Steve, if I may, and I think you hit it on the head. I remember the funding infusion to Goodness Village as well. So my understanding, and I didn't bring that with me tonight, but my understanding was it was the infusion because of the build out. Is that your understanding as well at this time?
That's correct.
Okay, and so if, for example, the city of Pleasanton wanted to fund ongoing operations, as Mr. Dolan mentioned, this grant process that we're going through now could be an avenue available to them, correct?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, so we would evaluate through our commission, our housing commission, and come forth.
Yes.
Okay, that concludes my question. I didn't know if Mr. Dolan was going to speak or not.
Well, I think that maybe because I don't think that's accurate, is it?
Well, they can ask, and the council can decide. I think, though, that if you're going to be contemplating whatever percent of their operating expenses, overall operating expenses, it's a huge number. I mean, it's something that would blow this. You know, it would have a major impact. What they spend annually total, and if we were in for 28% of that, which is something you'd probably want to talk about, maybe even outside of this grant process.
Okay, and that was my point. When there's ongoing contracts, they're not usually in the grant process. It's a different process.
So, and we do have concerns about the viability going forward, and if it's, you know, it appears to be a great program, but if it's a scramble every year to raise the money to have normal operations, that concerns us, because it wasn't established with the intent to have the cities support it.
All right. Councilmember Narum, questions?
No, I didn't have any.
Okay. Mr. Hernandez, I just had one. When the motion was made by the Housing Commission, there was a comment. They wanted to be sure there was no duplication between Echo Housing and Centro Legal. I wondered if you could comment on that and explain what the concern was and why there's no concern. I mean, it was a part of their motion.
Yeah, sure, Mayor Brown. Thank you for that question. So I did explain that I do not believe that there is a duplication of services. Equa Housing is providing HUD-certified fair housing counseling services that Central Legal does not. Equa Housing provides tenant-landlord counseling and mediation that Central Legal does not. Our contract with Central Legal would be to provide actual legal representation for Pleasanton residents that is currently in a legal process of eviction. And so in a normal process, you can talk about how a Pleasanton renter who gets a 3-day notice contacts Equa Housing first. And then when you are legally served with an unlawful detainer, which is the actual legal start for an eviction, Equa Housing does not have legal representation to provide that. Then they are punted to Central Legal, who actually have attorneys who could, represent the tenant and be there in court if need be. So it's not a duplication of services in staff's perception.
Okay, thank you. The staff report also stated there was, last year, 9 people served, and you're granting $40,000. Is that a reasonable ratio, or do they expect to serve more people this year with that $40,000 grant?
So for Central Legal, because we are dealing with attorneys, then obviously their services cost a little bit more than what Equa Housing provides. Equa Housing, than what Central Legal. So Equa Housing, for example, can serve 80 people, but that's maybe a 30-minute conversation. Central Legal, on the other hand, can be providing 8 hours for one person because their landlord is just so ferocious in trying to evict them. So I believe it's not an apples-to-apples comparison, and I think just because of the legal process of eviction, it's a very different service that Centro Legal is providing.
If I could just add, I think Steve mentioned earlier that with the anticipated end of the eviction ban, we actually brought them on board last year.
With the anticipation that the eviction
Because we
moratorium
thought there would be an eviction moratorium would end
Right.
over this past year. It got extended, and so now we want to be prepared for that circumstance. And if it does, when it does happen, I'm sure we will use all the money.
All right, thank you. My final question. It states in the staff report, and I'm very proud that Pleasanton is a community that is diverse and has many, many backgrounds and both religious and also cultural. It states in the staff report that Centro Legal was founded in 1969 and is committed to protecting and advancing the rights of low-income immigrant, Black, and Latino communities. So my question to you is, are they limited to Black and Latino communities, or would they serve any community member that needs their services?
Yes, they will serve anyone that needs legal representation when they are being evicted.
Oh, this just sounds like when they were formed originally, maybe they found that need more. Great. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, sir. Okay. No follow-ons. All right. I'm going to open the public hearing. I don't have anybody here in the audience, but do we have anybody perhaps that's calling in that would like to speak?
I don't have any hands raised. Oh, I'm sorry. Now one is raised. Samantha Beckett.
Okay. Thank you. And she was.
Hi, good evening. Can you hear me okay?
We sure can. Welcome, Samantha. You're the perfect person to talk about Centro Legal.
Yes, good evening. My name is Samantha Beckett, and I am one of the co-directing attorneys of the Tenants' Rights Practice. I wanted to clarify a couple of things, including I just wanted to confirm that, yes, we serve all Pleasanton residents, all Alameda County residents, regardless of race, gender, sexual orientation, et cetera. So I'm sorry if that description was misleading. I also wanted to confirm that we expect the number of Pleasanton residents that we serve to jump significantly once the Alameda County eviction moratorium lifts. We expect to serve, more than triple the amount of people that we've served this year. And I wanted to just clarify that our services are distinct from ECHO and actually work hand in hand with theirs. Again, they are staffed by non-attorneys who are, certified housing counselors and give legal information to tenants about their rights and housing-related issues. But we are attorneys and give legal advice. So we, provide counsel and advice and representation, full scope throughout an eviction proceeding. We refer tenants to each other because we have distinct and complementary services that we offer to the tenant community. So just wanted to clarify that, and thank you for allowing me to speak tonight.
All right. Thank you, Samantha. That's very helpful.
We have no other speakers.
Okay, I guess Ms. Curtis is not going to call in today, so I'll have to ask that question outside of this meeting, I suppose. All right, well, thank you very much. I'll close the public hearing and bring it back to the City Council. What would you like to do for housing grants?
Well, I'll make a recommendation that we accept the Housing Commission's recommendations.
A second. I think she's saying she's moving staff recommendation.
The Housing Commission, you mean staff, yeah.
Okay.
And both, right?
Yeah, both.
Yeah. Okay. Would you like to make comments before we move on?
I made my comments. I'm good.
Comments? Okay. Councilmember Narum?
Yeah, I have a couple comments. Thank you to the Housing Commission for sorting through this. Again, a lot of good nonprofits doing a lot of really good work here in the housing area. Again, one of those things where you wish you could fund more of the requests, but I think for the most part, we've made a pretty good attempt at doing it, and I'm supportive of these organizations and the recommendations as made by the Housing Commission.
All right. Councilmember Bonch.
Yeah, thank you. So a couple of things, right? So having an address to use for a job application, to base your life's next steps, it's important and critical. And unfortunately, it's easy to forget to walk in the shoes of a person who might be going through housing challenges in our community. We see the housing population growing, and this is our salvo to try to get going on trying to solve it. I'm going to acknowledge that we are using $386,000 from our low-income housing fund, and as a council member, I expect that people will say there's not enough money in the low-income housing fund to build low-income housing units. I think it's mine, right? Sorry, thank you. So we are using our low-income housing fund to keep people in housing units in our community. And I think it is a good use of that fund to actually achieve housing and meet housing needs at a better price than actually building housing units, which we understand is increasingly expensive. So I just want to, there's been conversation about not using the low-income housing fund in the past for various things so that we have a larger pot to build affordable units. But this is achieving housing for our community members right now. So $386,000, so I'm going to support the motion, and I appreciate the work people are doing here and our Housing Commission. Thank you.
All right, good comments. All done?
Yeah, we're done.
Okay, well, I'll go last, but
I'll make some additional comments,
okay,
but I'll let you go.
I would appreciate if you would go next.
And I absolutely do believe that that is a different conversation that we should have. I still absolutely believe we should be having a conversation about how our lower income housing funds are used. I think these grants are important, and I support their being funded. I think that we should be looking at if that's the most appropriate use and where that funding should be coming from. So I stand still that that's a conversation that should happen, but that's not what this conversation is.
Okay, all right, thank you. Well, I'm proud to support programs like Adobe Services that are rapid rehousing for those that are homeless, and we will find out that number eventually, but it's more than I think most people would even imagine in a quite affluent community like Pleasanton. There are many people that are at risk of losing their homes, and through programs like these, we're keeping them in their homes, and their kids can go to school, and they can go to work, and they don't have to worry about where they're going to sleep tonight. And I'm very proud that we're a part of this decision. I very much appreciate CityServe of Tri-Valley for continuing to provide homeless stabilization, and CRIL, which is for independent living for those in special needs and low income. But one that I'm especially proud of, and I know you're on the board, which is Tri-Valley Reach, providing low income adults with developmental disabilities homes here within our community. They might be your next door neighbor or across the street, and they're provided a home through programs like REACH and supported through our Pleasanton funding that we're talking about today. And one more time, I'm going to do a shout out to those of the commissioners from the Housing Commission, and that would be the chairperson Galvin and members Sobey, Mohan, Cripolini, and Fisher. Thanks for all your great work you did. We have a motion made and seconded. And let's take a vote.
The motion passes unanimously.
All right. Hey, you're on roll.
Right, last, certainly but not least, the Community Grants Program, an important aspect to what makes Pleasanton Pleasanton. Specifically, the Community Arts Cultural Activities category. This year, the Civic Arts Commission reviewed 8 grant applications representing 5 different agencies, as shown on Table 5 in the agenda report, which is on pages 10 and 11. The commission made recommendations to fund all of the applicants at various levels. So I'll go over this pie chart again briefly. This chart demonstrates what areas the grant funding will be addressing. So if you look at the chart, 15% of civic arts grant funds is going towards museum programming for the Ed Kinney series, a monthly program of historical characters, portrayals presented by the Museum on Main. 11% is going towards the Livermore Valley Opera for Pleasanton community outreach programs. 27% is dedicated to the Pleasanton Cultural Arts Council for 2 different programs, art gatherings and project support, and conversational banners for youth. 34% is going towards the Pacific Chamber Orchestra for 3 different programs, Discover Music in-school assemblies, a holiday concert, and a school day orchestra matinee. And then lastly, 13% is allocated to the Pleasanton Community Concert Band for a storage cost reduction project. So that is the Civic Arts Commission, sorry about that. Moving on to the Youth Commission, taking both of the commissions as a package together. This year, the Youth Commission reviewed 6 grant applications representing 5 different agencies, as shown on Table 6 in the agenda report, which is page 11. And again, the Youth Commission made recommendations to fund all applicants at various different levels. The last pie chart, I think, for the evening. As you can see, 37% of the youth funding is going towards healthy relationships through programs for middle and high school students offered by Tri-Valley Haven. 17% is for the Go Green Initiative, developing youth-led training for climate change, internships that Go Green has done for a number of years. 18% is for Teen Esteem and their K-12 program supporting students where they are physically and emotionally. And 19% is for Hively support of a new STEM program through hands-on learning, the Busy Bee Scientist program. Lastly, 9% is for Partners for Golf, for a program that teaches core values such as honesty, courtesy, confidence, integrity, judgment, respect, and other good qualities. So with that, are there any questions regarding the community grants program?
Going to have to find some honest golfers to teach that class. Any questions? All right, I see none. All right, thank you. I'm going to open the public hearing. Do we have anyone from the public that would like to speak?
We do not have any speakers.
Okay, I'll close the public hearing, bring it back to the council for motions and comments. Do you want to start, since you've been seconding here a few?
I'll just move staff's recommendation with the funding levels as outlined in the report.
I'll second it.
Okay, motion made and seconded. Comments?
My comment is, as Jay hinted, the things that make Pleasanton Pleasanton, right? We see how, reading the staff report and the attachment about how our youth commission adds to this and shows us what's important to them and what is valuable to them. And so I think that feedback really helps inform us on where we can put money to really develop our youth. And then you see the civic arts, which kind of carries it through with really helping this to be a beautiful place in light of all the challenges in the world. So thank you, both commissions, and looking forward to supporting the motion.
Thank you. Councilmember Nara?
Yes, thank you. Thank you to both commissions for, excuse me, for doing this work. As I look at this, I have to agree that most of these that we're funding really are what contribute to making this just a great, wonderful place to live. And specifically, one of my favorites, the Ed Kinney series, has started as one show, and now most of the characters now do 2 shows because the demand is such that they can fill 2, which I think really speaks to the importance or the value of that program. And I also, I think I want to call out the Pleasanton Community Concert Band. I mean, I think we've all enjoyed their programs, be it at Memorial Day or other things that they've done. 4th of July is another one. So I think it's great to support them and also to do a cost reduction. I also, we've talked a lot about the Go Green initiative, and I'm happy to see them funded and continuing to work consistent with our climate action plan. And so I'm really happy to support these, and I'm happy that we were able to fund almost the entire grants here too. So I think that's a positive, and that's it for me.
Councilmember Testa.
When I first started on the Human Service Commission, these grants were all kind of combined into one process. And it was really hard to look at, as important as arts and cultural grants are and the youth grants, it was really hard to put them alongside the basic needs grants and the so many of the grants that came forward. So a decision was made to create these different, the different commissions had already begun, but they were not yet making the recommendations for these grants. And I think it's wonderful now that these grants are in the hands of the people who can properly review and represent them without having to compete with other grants that might overshadow them. So it's wonderful to see what goes into the thought process and all of these good things come forward, and our youth being able to take control of really evaluating the benefits of these grants. So good work to both commissions. Thanks.
Sure, and I know we all read the staff report where you got to see the Youth Commission going back and forth negotiating. If you give a little here, it'll take a little there, and coming together, which I'm really proud of. But these, the line between Pleasanton Unified School District students and the education and city government is blurred through these kinds of programs where we're reaching across the aisle to help them out. And we're helping fund programs like Tri-Valley Haven, which we think of as a homeless program, support program, and they're seeing how they can help high schoolers and middle schoolers who are in need. So that's wonderful to see. Of course, we're all big fans of the Go Green initiative, and thank you, Jill Buck, for all you do, including providing some internship positions, and of course, Hively, from the youngest of the young, Hively's Busy Bee Little Scientist program. But I'm still going to wonder where you're finding those honest golfers to teach STEM. But I'm sure that the city will do a good job of finding somebody. I'm just joking. But there's many people that joke, oh, did you see that? That kind of just fell in the hole. But anyway, it's a great program, and I'm so importantly strongly supporting all that the commissions, Youth Commission and the Arts Commission did. So thank you. Let's take a vote.
The motion passes unanimously.
Great. Okay, thank
So
you, Mr. Hernandez.
one
and
more
thank you,
step
Jay.
is to,
Yep.
the action before you, recommendation number 4, is to adopt a resolution approving the allocation of the Housing and Human Services Grants programs, and also authorize the city manager to enter into individual contracts with each agency receiving grant funding and take all other actions necessary, so on and so forth.
So apply for them and let's get them. There you go. Do we have anybody from the public that would like to speak?
We do not have any speakers.
Okay, I'll close the public hearing, take it back to the council. We need a motion.
I'll move staff's recommendation number 4.
I can second that.
Okay, motion made and seconded. Conversation or?
Just a quick
Yeah.
point to note for those watching. With this action here and the ones we've just taken previously, this council is providing $1.18 million in grants back to our community and people that serve our community. When you add it all up and you think of that number being pushed back to help those in need, I think that's commendable and speaks to the great work of a lot of our commissions, but also our city staff in identifying the needs. So thank you.
Our federal government for helping us with funding, right? Yeah. Okay, comments?
No, I just would say the same thing. It's as hard a process as it is not trying to fund everybody and meet everybody's needs. It's still, you can't lose sight of how much money we are putting back into the community for a great variety of programs that have been vetted by 4 commissions. And so I'm totally happy with this.
With great pride. That's
Yes.
absolutely. Okay, let's vote.
The motion passes unanimously.
All right, thank you for all you do, and as well as the commissions and committees as well. So thank you. All right. 10B.
10B. Speaking of federal funds, we do need to submit an annual action plan before HUD provides us our CDBG funding. And the action plan essentially lists the projects and activities that we are proposing to be funded with our CDBG funds. And we do have that available currently for public comments. So members of the public, really anybody can read through that fascinating read and make any comments. And so the only 2 caveats I wanted to allude to is we do not currently have our CDBG funding allocation, and therefore we cannot finalize our HUD annual action plan. And the action plan will be submitted when 60 days after HUD provides us our funding allocation. So with that, we would like City Council to approve the annual action plan and submit it 60 days after HUD actually provides us with our CDBG funding.
Okay, we're going through
Thank
the
you.
process. Questions?
No questions.
No questions. And if anybody's watching at home, we refer to these CDBG funds, but they're from the U.S. Government Department of Housing and Urban Development. So if anybody's kind of wondering what's a CDBG, CDBG, yeah. Question? Yeah.
I do. There we go. Reading through this, it was, I guess I was looking for some specifics, and because I have one goal that I have often felt that we need in Pleasanton. I think there are many homeless needs and goals that we should be addressing better, but I would, under homeless needs, I recently had opportunity to have a conversation with one of our unhoused, and his concerns were that there's no opportunity to take a shower, do laundry, some really basic needs that I would hope that we would start really being very specific and very focused in looking for appropriate solutions for our vulnerable and our unhoused. And so when I think we need to look at a hygiene unit or hygiene opportunities. And so I would just ask that going forward that we get creative and look for ways that we're really serving those needs. So, okay.
Did you
that's
take that back to the house, to the Human Services and see if there's a spot? Okay, great, thank you.
All right,
Point,
thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Public comment, please.
We have no speakers for this item.
Okay, we're going to bring it back to 10B, looking for a motion.
I'll move staff's recommendation.
I'll second it.
Like a repeat, we were just here, it's deja vu. Okay, all right, we have a motion made, seconded. Comments, anyone? All right, let's vote.
The motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. I know it was a little cumbersome to breaking it out, but I'm glad we did. Thank you. All right, we're on to our last agenda item, and this is something that was brought forward under matters initiated by council majority, and to look at the grant agreement for a potential $50,000 with Three Valleys Community Foundation. Ms. Hopkins, welcome to our council meeting.
Usually being at the end of the agenda, you don't start for another 2 hours.
3 hours.
No, I'm really excited tonight.
We're lucky she's here.
I'm in person. Good evening. Assistant to the City Manager, Becky Hopkins. Happy to be with you tonight. This is a brief presentation about the following up on what the council requested at its January 18th meeting, that staff come back with a agreement for $50,000 to be considered for Three Valley Community Foundation. Here tonight is Chair of their Board of Directors, Joan Sensiba, and Susan Houghton, who's the Board Secretary. If there's any questions directly that you would like to ask of them, they're available. So the foundation is new. The Community Foundation was founded in November of 2021. It is a grant-making public charity organization, a nonprofit 501c3, and it primarily works with donors to steward their funds towards direct gifts, endowments, or grants to nonprofits serving the communities of Alamo, Danville, Dublin, Livermore, Pleasanton, San Ramon, and Sunol. They work on developing relationships with local nonprofits to identify needs and goals, and then connect them to donors and community leaders with interest to meet those needs and goals, and to create a sustained impact in the community. So the agreement that it was provided to you attached, we actually provided an amended agreement on the dais this evening. There was a couple spelling errors and whatnot. So we are recommending that we would provide Three Valleys a grant of $50,000 to be paid over a 3-year period, as outlined on the slide here, beginning this July and available each July 1st. And then the one part of the agreement is that Three Valleys would be required to present in front of the Human Services Commission annually to give them an update on how the foundation is going and what impact they're making in our community to meet their objectives. So, so with that, that's my basic presentation. Really happy to answer any questions.
Do you have any questions of staff?
I do.
Go for it.
Thank you.
Councilmember?
So have any of these other cities already committed to assisting with the one startup money that's
The
being
city of
requested?
Dublin did.
Okay.
And in the same manner, a 3-year allotment of $50,000. Livermore, to my knowledge to date, has not
Okay.
submitted agreed to fund them.
And what about the county supervisors for the Tri-Valley?
I know a verbal agreement, but I don't know if that's come through yet, but I believe a verbal agreement has been made to support the foundation as well.
Meaning support it with
Financially.
one-time
Yeah, one-time,
money to help them get
Yes.
them going. Okay. Thank you. That's it.
yeah.
We'll be able to ask because I've got a speaker card right here. Yes, questions?
Just a quick question, actually. So, this was initiated by council, and a lot of different needs, funding needs in our community exist that specifically I was worried about the All Abilities Playground or some of these others. Based on your knowledge, staff's knowledge of the program, the city's giving this money to kick it off and get it fundamentally functional, I guess I'm going to
Yes,
ask.
operational costs, yes.
And then we're able to partake to set up a fund through this body going forward, even without this, per se.
Absolutely.
Okay. For a need that we would identify with
Sure.
the city. Okay.
And then the foundation will look for partners who are interested in helping fund those projects.
Right. For the ultimate goal
Of the community, the
Yeah.
benefit of the community.
Is that okay? Councilmember Testa? All right, so oftentimes funds are cobbled together, so this could be a source for that. Not 100% funding, but a partial source, is what you're saying.
Correct.
Good question about counties, because I do remember a discussion. I hope Mr. Sensiba brings that up. And And this is interesting because Alamo was added as well as Sunol. So, okay. All right. Well, I'm going to open the public hearing and start with our chief speaker of the evening, Mr. John Sensiba. And then I'm going to welcome the board secretary, Susan Houghton, if she wishes to speak as well.
I'm going to take that as a no. Mayor Brown, City Council, staff, thanks so much for the opportunity to just say a couple of words. I really wanted to be here just to answer any questions because I know that staff has vetted this based on your request. But tonight just feels like the heart of Pleasanton. What a great meeting for me to come to in person, to watch and to hear all the great nonprofits and the funding that the city is providing. Just a wonderful thing. And I think consistent with that is helping to fund the development of this, we see as a critical infrastructure piece, to help drive more local philanthropy. 0.5% of our $42 billion GDP in the Tri-Valley goes to nonprofits from the private sector. Obviously, there's more funding from governmental agencies. 1.5% to 2% is more common for private philanthropy. And that's why the Bay Area Council recommended to Innovation Tri-Valley in its Vision 2040 that one of its 24 points be the development of a privately led philanthropic effort. So Susan Houghton, along with Steve McCoy-Thompson, who many of you know from PPIE, really pursued this, along with recommendations from the Tri-Valley Nonprofit Alliance and others. And so it's been a year and a half in the making. We launched in November, as the presentation said. But I really believe that that this is an appropriate use of the government's or the city's money to help put in place an infrastructure to allow nonprofits to be funded even more fully than you were able to do tonight. So I know that you've already heard a lot from us on this topic, so I'll be here for any questions that you have. And again, thanks. And I guess one last thing, Councilmember Balch, regardless of whether or not this funding is approved, we're here to work with the city and anybody else on funding much needed amenities for our community. So no matter how it goes, although I do think you guys are on a streak and I love the direction it's going tonight, we'd appreciate your consideration, but we're here to work with you regardless of the outcome of tonight's vote. So any questions, I'm happy to answer.
I wonder if you could follow up with what Councilmember Narum asked, which is funding from counties.
Sorry, yes, absolutely. Both Supervisors Nate Miley and David Haubert have not only verbally committed, but we actually had an action at the Alameda County Supervisors meeting 2 weeks ago to approve this funding, and we've submitted the necessary paperwork and expect funding imminently.
Could I ask a quick question? Thank you. I'm just curious, I know you haven't been up and running very long, but have you had any Pleasanton residents reach out either and create a fund or talking to you about creating some kind of fund or donor fund?
Both. Yes, we have had folks create funds already and fund those, and we're talking to some other residents about funding. And maybe if you don't mind, if I'll take off on that just for just a second, Kathy.
Sure.
You know, I don't know how many of you are familiar with donor advised funds, but people like me, CPAs, will talk to a client who has a liquidity event and a big income year, right? So we've got a lot of really good companies in Pleasanton. They benefit from the bounty of the Tri-Valley, of the environment that we've created here, and they come to me and say, I've got a $40 million windfall. This is that I sold this asset, this company. What do I do? Well, do you have a philanthropic desire? Yes, I do. Good. Put $10 million into a donor advised fund, because if you give $10 million to a nonprofit, it's a burden. So, right? So decide over a period of time, and they manage that. They tell the foundation what to do with it. But right now, that money doesn't have a place to go locally. So it's a really inefficient use of philanthropic capital locally when they give that money to a national company. The money goes to nonprofits occasionally locally, and the nonprofit never knows who that money comes from. It comes from Fidelity, or it comes from Schwab, or it comes from somewhere else. They can't steward that donor. They don't develop a relationship with that donor. We don't want to be competitive with international nonprofits. The East Bay Community Foundation has helped us, even though we're technically in part of their territory. They see a need out here as well. So we don't want to be competitive. We want to create more. We believe in abundance, and in every community where a successful community foundation has been formed, philanthropy has increased for all nonprofits. So sorry, I took advantage of your question to expand. Sorry.
That's okay. Thank you.
Councilmember Testa?
I do have one question, and it really is very exciting, and the possibilities are great. But we know that there was a foundation a few years back that we all saw. It didn't end well, and could you just help us and reassure us what was different and why did that happen, and why will this not?
Yeah, I can't speak to the details of why that happened. I'll give you my impression of why it happened. Unfortunately, the governance function didn't function as it should have. And while I read some of the old articles about it, a lot of people think that there was embezzlement or malfeasance. It really was somebody who had a very charitable heart, the executive director, and promised more than there was to give. And the organization collapsed under the weight of those promises, unable to fulfill the commitments that they made to nonprofits in the community. So that entity went away. And what's different this time is that we've learned from that experience. None of the people currently involved were involved in that, not throwing any shade on the people that were. They were all well-intended. But we will be seeking, we have to be in existence for 2 years before we can seek accreditation from the Council on Foundations. We will adhere to the best standards in the country, which means transparency. We're happy to, and you probably will see us whether you want to see us or not, on an annual basis talking to you about what's going on in the foundation. Our books and records will be open to anybody who wants to see them. It is the nature of the folks on the board right now have really nothing to gain other than helping our community, and quite a bit to lose if something does go south in terms of reputation and just a loss of a real opportunity in the community. So building trust and transparency is job one for us, and we understand that it might take a while to do that, and we're willing to put in the time until we can establish that in the community. As I mentioned, the East Bay Community Foundation has been very helpful to us. We have an agreement with the Silicon Valley Community Foundation, a legal document that is signed for them to help us dispose of complex gifts. The Community Foundation of San Joaquin is really providing a lot of back office support for us. We got a lot of people watching, all the community, the entire Tri-Valley, and we hope to earn that trust in whatever time it takes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Councilmember Balch?
Yeah, thank you. So I've seen the presentation a few times, but maybe for those who are not so familiar, we've identified, or through your conversation, you've identified the donations to the Three Valleys Community Foundation.
Yes.
Could you maybe just describe the out? How do you, because I mentioned it with the All Abilities Playground, but could you outline for people, if they don't understand what we're looking at supporting here tonight, what that means? How do you identify need, and how do you fund something?
Sure. There's a number of different ways that community foundations fund the needs in a community. The most common way is through the donor-advised funds. You open a fund, you tell us how to invest it. You might ask us, I'm interested in these three things. What are the nonprofits locally that serve those? I'd like to have almost like a venture capital pitch. I'd have them come in and talk to me about what impact they might have. And then ultimately the person who established the DAF makes the decision. Once a community foundation has been established for a period of time, it may have corpus that it can use to fund community needs, which change over time. A community foundation, a lot of people will ask us, well, what are you gonna do? Is it gonna be low-income housing? Is it gonna be cancer? Is it gonna be something like Tri-Valley Haven? And the answer is a community foundation is place-based. So it doesn't serve anything specifically. It serves the needs of a community that may change over time. 3 years ago, maybe it would have been low-income housing. 2 years ago, it would likely have been COVID relief, right? So the needs change. I know that the city is beginning with other cities kind of a needs analysis for the region. Stanford Healthcare, Valley Care does a needs analysis focused on health, of course. We're going to accumulate all of that information so that when donors come to us and say, hey, well, I had this liquidity event, or I haven't given locally because I never really knew how, which a significant donor has come to us and said, if you could just be a consultant on how to give money locally with impact, that would be very valuable to me. So we'll use that, and over time, that will change. So it could be through a grant process that a city has asked us to partner with. The city of Dublin unfortunately lost an officer a couple of months ago, asked us to stand up a Dublin Fallen Officers Fund. So we've collected tax-deductible donations from people to support that officer's family in Dublin. And you'll see in the next few weeks probably a grant going out for that. So there's lots of different ways that it can happen. One of the things I think it's important to set expectations is that we're brand new. We're looking for operational funding. There's no pot of money that appeared because we filed the paperwork to become a nonprofit corp. So we don't have money to give, with the exception of the funds that I mentioned already that have already been opened, and those donors will decide where that money goes. At some point in time, it may be decades. This is a long-term investment in our community. There will be standalone assets that the Community Foundation can decide to distribute.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think I must have a mirror over my head because you just answered two of my questions. So one was, do you still need the funding? And it sounds like you do.
We do.
To set up your operations.
We do.
Thank you. I appreciate your annual update to Human Services and to the City Council. We're willing to invest in you, assuming you have the votes here, which I believe you do. And so updates would be greatly appreciated. Of course, you are also on TV 30, so people at home can watch, even if they aren't here in the City Council chambers. Are you expected to need ongoing funding?
We are expected to need ongoing funding, but not from governmental agencies. This is startup capital. So we expect to be able to fund ourselves within 18 to 24 months. And the funding goals that we have now will get us there.
Right. And if somebody's watching today and they have a disposal, they need to dispose of complex gifts and funding, these are tax deductible if they go to your
That's
Three
correct.
Valleys Foundation.
That's correct. We'd be happy to talk to them, and if we're not the right spot for it, if they want to give a direct donation to another nonprofit, we're happy to facilitate that as well.
Okay, and I just recently received an email from We Are Pleasanton. Is that an organization you're working with?
It is. We just opened up the We Are Pleasanton account at our bank, and we've already had donations both online, and right now the Three Valleys Community Foundation offices are in my office, so the mailing address is my mail. So I went to the bank today at lunch and deposited a check on behalf of We Are Pleasanton.
A fiduciary responsibility for
That's right.
independent and financial dealings. Okay, sounds great. All right, do you have a last closing comment? And I believe Ms. Houghton is going to stay in the back, so you get the,
She is.
You get the opportunity to do a closing comment.
Well,
before
just
we-
again, I very much appreciate the time that staff put into this and your consideration of helping us get this underway and building this community asset. And again, I can't stress enough, regardless of the decision, we're here to partner with Pleasanton and the rest of the communities in the Tri-Valley to serve our friends and our neighbors.
Awesome, very well stated. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So if anybody's watching, is there a website they could go to?
There is. It's 3, the number 3, vcf.org. Okay, Susan says I got it right. I spend a lot of time on the website because it changes all the time, so I have it saved. I don't type it in anymore, but it's like your own phone number.
Right.
Three Valleys Community Foundation, 3vcf.com.
3vcf.org. Yeah.
Org.
Org.
O-R-G.
Yeah,
Oh, wonderful.
ORG.
Thank you. Good question. Okay, I'm going to open the public hearing and see if anybody from home that is sitting there with a cup of coffee watching the city council meeting from their own home would like to speak.
We have no other speakers.
Okay, I'll close the public hearing, bring it back to the council. What would you like to do?
Well,
I think you brought this forward.
I brought this forward, and I would be honored to move to approve the requested funding, the one-time funding for the Three Valleys Community Foundation of $50,000 to be paid over 3 years according to the MOU. And I have a few comments if somebody'd like to second it.
I'll second and happy to do so.
Okay, thank you. So I look at this, and I think Mr. Sensiba, as president of the board, made it clear that this was a one-time ask of the city, and that they're doing this for all of the cities to get the back room infrastructure, if you will, up and running. And I look at this as an investment. I believe that Pleasanton residents, through the We Are Pleasanton Fund, and at least a couple of the Pleasanton residents that have already established funds, have more than covered that $50,000 that will be getting put back into our community for things that people feel are important, that these people do it. And as I want to remind everybody, we did, I think, 2 meetings ago, unanimously asked staff to explore establishing an All Abilities playground fund with 3 Valleys so that we can maybe get some donations and get part of that very worthwhile project funded. So I feel supportive of doing this on a one-time basis, and I'm happy to hear him say that they don't anticipate or don't plan to be back again for any more operational money. And so those are my comments.
Terrific. You made the second. Would you like to comment next?
Yeah, and mine will be brief. We see individuals in our community step up to organize and raise funds for a need. I'm thinking of the Patelco sports field or some of the other amenities in our community. But as we look at supporting that in a strong fiduciary way and also broadening it for others to partake, and identifying needs that might not be so apparent. I think this is an excellent opportunity and an excellent idea for our entire Tri-Valley to really grow the region philanthropically. And so I look forward to voting and supporting it. Thank you.
Councilmember Testa.
I have no comments.
Okay. Well, thank you both for staying to the end of our meeting. You're lucky this was the meeting you stayed for. I know you've watched from home before, but as you heard, we're already spending the money that we haven't even been created for things like the All Abilities Playground. So it's something I can strongly support. I'm going to miss my regular phone calls from Susan Houghton just to kind of check in on how things are going through the city, and I'm sure others have received those calls as well. But this is a big responsibility, and I know we have the right people on the team to do that. So I love the idea that there's windfalls and people just don't know how to spend the money. That's just incredible to me. Those are people I guess I don't talk to on a regular basis, but I'm glad you do. But hopefully you can help us. As you heard this evening, the grant process is more than we can fund through city and government, state and federal funding, and the need is great. Even in a quite wealthy community like Pleasanton, and you're talking about the entire Tri-Valley, as well as Sunol, Alamo, Danville, Pleasanton, Dublin, and Livermore, and I expect the need to continue to grow. So thank you for supporting not only those that are low income, but also great projects like the All Abilities Playground and other programs like that that are amenities to our community. So thank you both for coming today. Thank you for the big responsibility you have on your shoulders. And we're going to vote on this. There we go.
The motion passes unanimously.
Congratulations. Okay. All right. Matters initiated by City Council. Do we have any matters initiated? Okay. Council reports.
I just briefly.
Yes, please do.
I feel like I have to because I get the stipend, but Stop Waste introduced their budget. They're looking at what programs to bring back or continue to fund and what programs. So it was an introduction of the budget. And I'll just mention that electrification continues to be a big focus for them, as well as just what are the needs as 1383 rolls out. And so I'll just mention, I've put a plug in for mulch and composting just because I think the message is out there, but they can harness it and go forward further. And then my second thing was I attended our neighbor's city to the north, Dublin State of the City address by Mayor Hernandez over there. And it was nice to attend ours and attend theirs. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Anybody else have a report?
Yeah, I do, the usual.
Have to.
Well, no, so EBCE, Emeryville and Dublin, the rest of their accounts are switching over to the Renewable 100. So gradually, most all of the cities are headed that way. LAVTA, Wheels Bus, approved a budget of over $21 million yesterday, a 14% increase. I was happy to represent the city and present a resolution to Uncle Credit, congratulating them on their 65 years of doing business in the Tri-Valley, which was pretty impressive to see their growth over the 65 years. I opened the PPIE Run for Education Sunday morning. It was a little early, but I got up. And then I went and represented the city at Sunflower Hill for their new executive director, Jen Benson, who I think will be looking to take them to the next level at Sunflower Hill at Irby Ranch and also the community they're looking at. I think it's up in Lafayette. And then finally, the mayor and I were at the Tri-Valley Water Liaison Roundtable meeting and heard kind of a somewhat dire. I mean, we have enough water for this year, but if people don't cut back the 15% of all the residents of the cities don't come back the 15%, and we don't get rain the following year, could be very dire. But good conversation, and I guess I should mention that we think, our final meeting on our own water rates, and it's been a long process, and I stacked up all my slide decks, and I think I had 2 inches of paper, so it's been quite a process, but I think a good one, actually. And so that's it for me.
Excellent. Councilmember Testa.
Yes, let's see. I attended the Go Green water movie. It was enjoyable. Councilmember Narum and myself participated in the Pleasanton Legislative Committee.
Forgot about that.
And that was long, and lots of bills that are, again, coming from the state that are intended to take away local control and marginalize CEQA so that we lose environmental protections and a lot of concerns. I then followed that up with a Cal Cities Housing and Community Development legislative meeting where Cal Cities also discussed some of the more significant upcoming bills, and in addition had a conversation of the meaning of local control, which concerns me because their mission statement is one sentence, and it is that their purpose is to support local control, and to be discussing what the meaning of local control is concerning to me. But last but not least, I attended a Tri-Valley Nonprofit Alliance open house. They have a new facility that is really very exciting. What they've done is they've created a facility so smaller nonprofits can either rent a cubicle, have an address. I'm a board member of NAMI Tri-Valley, and we don't have a physical address, so their facility is ideal for a small nonprofit like us to be able to have an actual address. And if we want to rent the conference room, we would be able to do that, or actually rent an office if we felt a need to do that. So it's a really nice asset to the community. Excuse me. And then they did a presentation of giving out their grant checks to many of the nonprofits, and not just Tri-Valley. They were giving out grants to nonprofits from cities outside of the Tri-Valley as well. So I think what they are doing for our nonprofit community is also really fabulous, and so in keeping with the theme of the night. And that would be it.
All right. Well, I have to thank everybody because you all filled in for me. It's just been, I think it was the lifting of COVID, and all of a sudden the invitations were coming in. I was getting 3 a night. And so thank you, everyone, for taking the responsibility to represent the city of Pleasanton. I really wanted to be at Uncle Credit Union, but I was speaking at Assistance League that day. And I really wanted to be at the PPIE run, but I had another conflict. But anyway, so thank you. Some good news. We had a meeting with the Townsend and Associates. They're a lobbyist group, and they gave me the good news that Eric Swalwell, based on much of the work they've done, as well as an email from me, is going to continue to support Valley Link federally and Pleasanton for PFAS. And I said, how many millions? Because that's, that's what we need. So we don't know an amount, but he understands the need. And our congressman at the federal level, which is really larger funds than we have locally. I was proud to be at Save Donlin Field on Sunday. There's a group of residents that would like to have a change in the fencing for the Donlin Field. I spoke at the Assistance League on how to be a volunteer, and might have got a good application for a Pleasanton employee, too, so that was always nice. I was a speaker at the Wheels Lab to executive director as he retired, and we're going to miss Mr. Michael Tree, and we're in the search for another executive director, so that's a project that we all have. And the Nonprofit Alliance, what a great organization, so continuing to work. I missed the Go Green Water because of a conflict. And thank you very much for being there for Sunflower Hill. So thanks, guys. Thanks, everybody. We're best as a team. And we're going to be having a committee and commission appreciation dinner coming up on May 12th. And if you're a committee or commission member, you should have your invitation. We'd love to see you there. Okay? Can you take us out, Councilmember Testa?
You bet. Wow, and in record time. The Pleasanton City Council adjourns this meeting with a tribute to our nation's men and women serving in the military, and with gratitude for every U.S. state veteran who has bravely answered the call to service. Further, we wish to honor the memories of those who have made the ultimate sacrifice in conflicts, both past and present, in defense of our country.
Meeting's adjourned.